Hey, it's Andrea with Golden Acorns, where we help guide your growth in 12 key areas of life, like health, career, family, and more. We bring simple, actionable items to help move you forward with purpose. Let's plant seeds of potential and grow a life you love. Please share and enjoy. Good morning.
Good morning.
Hi.
Hi. It's
What's
a
up?
sleepy Monday.
It is. We're very achy and tired from the weekend.
Oh, we're getting it. Yeah. A lot going on.
Yeah.
You know, we like to do things ourselves for some reason. So,
Yeah, we had a conversation last night about that. How we need to grow out of that, I think. The whole sweat equity balance, right? There's a game when it comes to sweat equity. It's what price is worth it and what price isn't.
I think we get enjoyment out of a certain amount. We just haven't learned what amount that is.
Yeah. Yeah, because okay, so for example, we're doing the tenant improvements in my second store. And last time we did literally everything.
Everything. Yeah.
Tore the floor out.
All the demo, all the construction, all the painting, you name it, all the fixture building, literally everything.
Yeah, literally everything. This time around, proud of myself, pat myself on the back.
We're growing.
We have at least the flooring being installed by somebody else, and we have the drywall being done by somebody else.
Right.
So it's not a lot. Painting's already almost done by yours truly, but I don't mind painting, so that's fine.
You're so good at it.
Thanks, ma'am. I don't know. Yeah, we're tired though. And we have personal goals at home, like projects that we want to work on that now have to take a back burner.
Right.
And I think that's where it's frustrating. It's if someone else was there doing all the work, we could do the work on the stuff that is our personal life. Maybe that's where we
do stuff frugally though, I guess too, which I think is hard to do that balance, right? Say you have someone come in and do everything we did and it's $20,000.
It doesn't seem worth it at all.
I know
Yeah.
But there's that time factor, right? That we need to be well, is our time worth $20,000?
I mean, for a weekend, probably not. I mean, because we would have just worked on stuff at home. We still would have been working.
Right. But then you're getting double ahead.
Right. I know. We're so bad at this.
Right. I get the concept.
I know. See, we're growing too, along with you guys.
Yeah.
We have a lot of room to grow in that regard of.
I think I will speak for your perspective, maybe.
Mm-hmm.
What I would think for you is also when someone else does it, it's not as fast. Their timeline's usually not the same. Because sometimes it's why is this taking so long? You feel like we could just do it quicker when...
Yes and no. There's certain things, I know the drywall and the flooring, there's no way we could do it as fast as they do it.
No.
So, and I know we enjoy building the fixtures and stuff, so that should be fine, So we're through almost the worst of it, I would say.
You shut your mouth. Oh my God.
We'll see.
Denial.
Let me live in my little world, okay?
Yep. We are on two separate microphones here for sure.
That's because you have to do all the hard stuff.
Yeah, we're almost through the worst of it. Absolutely.
You have to do all the hard stuff.
Yeah, you're adorable.
Well, and then yesterday we decided, so we went to Menards to pick up, it's a hardware store here in the Midwest. We went there to pick up all of our fixtures, or just to see our order and make sure they hadn't put it back.
Yeah, to get a plan of how much are we actually getting? So
it is 6 pallets, stacked and bound and strapped, and we're okay, so we're gonna find out. We decided we're gonna find out what
this is growing. I'm proud of you for
what delivery would cost instead of us making 6 separate trips. Probably having to borrow a pallet jack, probably having to,
right.
Or unload every pallet individually out of your truck. We're trying to figure out that is a time thing, right? So it would take us all day to get that shipment.
Oh yeah.
So if delivery is $400, we saved an entire day So like that's kind of the ones that I feel like are more easy for us right now to swallow of
I would agree.
changing our behavior. And
Yeah, they drop all that stuff in one shot. We're not double handling it, you just take it in.
So
Makes sense.
once the flooring's in, then we'll figure it out. But yeah, so that's where we're at this today and over the weekend. And one of my goals is to continue to acquire more small businesses. And as we do that, some of them are going to be leased space.
Probably lots of them.
Right. So, and we'll expand and add additional locations. And so I was thinking to myself yesterday, like, I really need to build this into the business loan.
Oh, yeah.
Like, instead of bootstrapping every single company, like, I just need to build the cost of a contractor to do it for me into the cost of my business loan. So, which, yeah, it's like, no, that's common sense, but
it is. But when you're doing the smaller jobs, like, it seems so expensive.
Yeah.
Because they have to make their cut.
Right. They have to make a living, and I get that.
Yeah.
So, yeah, it's just next time.
Okay.
I promised you yesterday. I was like, next time we do this, we're gonna hire somebody. So,
all right, you guys heard it. This is the proof.
I said it on a recording. So
I know. And now, if
you can go back,
lovely listeners ever find out in the future, they're like, here they go again. You better call us out. You better be like blowing us up. Be like, you said.
It'll be me.
You guys are our accountability buddies.
Yeah, accountability partners.
Mm-hmm. Like, we're just going to turn comments off so that nobody.
Right. So we decided to talk about the emotion today. That is the most important emotion.
Yes.
Can you take a guess what that emotion might be?
What might it be?
It's gratitude.
We keep finding in our life, it is the center of everything. I feel like it's just everything surrounds around gratitude. It affects everything. It can change everything.
I mean, going back to when we had that conversation about, things not being fair, or we talked about feeling jealous, and like all of that is you're lacking gratitude. And it is so hard to turn that page or turn that mirror around.
Oh man, yeah.
And look at it and be like, no, this is my choice to be, jealous or feel like lack or, I don't know, just anything negative. It's just our instant reaction to everything because we're human.
Right. What is it, like a survival instinct?
Absolutely.
Like, what do you think, right?
Yeah, I mean, we're programmed that way. Like, I've heard other people say, like, none of us would exist if our ancestors weren't, like, the best, right? Like, the best
Well,
cavemen there were, or the
right.
best, like, because they had to survive in order for us to be here, right? So, so that is why modern people are just so, like, on alert and negative. Like, everything's going to kill me, because it's like, that's a theory that it comes from our ancestors were that way for us to exist.
Yeah, it was a form of survival. So we don't really need that anymore.
No.
We can take some
chances. So we turn social media into that. Like, social media is a tiger, or, like trying to kill us. So, and this is not, yes, we have acknowledged this through observation, but we've also, like, read a lot of actual, like, scientific proof that gratitude is
absolutely
the number one most important.
I feel like we've both been in different stages too of our life that we've now looking back, we've noticed when there wasn't gratitude, and as the growth in ourselves of it and what it led to.
For sure.
So we've lived it and are living it.
Yes.
Like, I don't even know where it can take you all the way.
Right. Because we're still practicing it. And that's what it is. It is a practice because does not come natural.
No, we're not all like, what do you call the guru, the enlightened ones, you know?
God.
Like, we're not to that stage by any means. So.
Jeez. Yeah, no. Well, and we don't meditate.
No.
We don't. I mean, there's a lot of things that we can do to improve our practice that we're just not there yet.
Yeah.
But I wanted to tell you guys, for those scientific minds out there, which is myself, I'm very like, give me the proof. Although I also, I do believe in just having blind faith in a lot of things. But I read this book. I should have looked up the author because I can't remember his name, but it's called The Hidden Messages in Water.
This is really cool.
You haven't read it yet, have you?
No, I started it and then I never finished it.
It's a very short book, and I'm not going to tell you everything about it, but essentially he is a scientist that was trying over and over and over again to like subject water to different emotions and then freeze that water to try and get crystals to see if it mattered.
Yeah, because how else would you determine if anything is changing in water?
Right.
I'm sure people have heard the experiments where they like do things with water and then water plants.
Oh yeah, and the plants change.
The plants change. So
yeah,
that's kind of, I feel like similar, but yeah, I feel like there's still some skepticism with it. Like,
water carries your vibration, right? And so everyone knows, I feel like everyone knows that emotions are a vibrational wavelength. Like every emotion or feeling has a different vibration. And so he finally was able to do it in a very specific way. It was really hard for whatever reason, to like get the water to freeze and form crystals and all this stuff. So long story short, it ends up being that when you subject water to negative emotions, like anger, or like he would just like yell at a cup of water, right? And like cuss at it and like be really mean to it. Those crystals would like barely form, and they were like really ugly if they did. Like,
crazy.
It was amazing. Like there's pictures in the book of like what they look like and stuff. Oh, so cool. And then love was the second most beautiful, perfect crystal that formed. So just all he did was focus on love, right? With the water, and those crystals were gorgeous, but gratitude's crystals were like next level. And when we say crystals, it's like snowflakes. It's kind of like how you can think of it.
Yeah, because that's what the pictures he showed, right? It was like a microscopic view of the crystal of one single snowflake, if you will, or whatever.
Like a snowflake.
It looks like a snowflake.
And gratitude had the most beautiful, gorgeous, perfect, symmetrical snowflakes.
So it was like the happiest water.
It was like that water was like, that's exactly what it wanted. It like matched its vibration. Think about, what are we made of?
Water.
80% water, right? Or something like that.
Yeah, 60, 70, 80. School. Depends how much you drink in a day.
So, I mean, it makes sense that gratitude, if you are putting it out there and getting it back, that it's going to affect your body. It's going to affect your vibration. It's going to affect...
Why do you think they say don't kill my vibe? I mean, a vibe is short for vibration. Like,
yeah,
it's the vibration of our body.
Yeah. And why I feel like music can change your attitude.
Absolutely. Music's a vibration.
Because it's a vibration. So it's like, you're on this one, which this weekend I was on this one with my daughter. And I had to listen to some music, and it did. It like completely changed my mood. So, so gratitude can do that too, just like music.
That's amazing. So one of the things he said in the book too, I remember I got to this part, was you should almost like talk to your water before you drink it.
Yes.
Like you should just like talk into your glass of water and like tell it how grateful you are for it. And Just send those vibrations, because then you're going to drink that water.
Oh, this was also super amazing. And this, my $1 million idea on this. So if you guys want to take this one and someone run with it, is they even just put the words of emotions on a glass and then tested the water to see if just the word had the same reaction, and it did. So they lined a glass with the word grateful, or lined it with love, or lined it with anger, or whatever. And they did the same thing.
Do you think that's because like we would read it and send those vibrations, just like subconsciously, if you read that,
like as they were putting it on the glass, they were like putting gratefulness with the word
grateful vibes.
I don't know. It's like mind blowing. But here's my $1 million idea.
Oh,
in a hospital, you know how a lot of times they give people like, well, especially maternity, they'll give you like a free jug of water.
Oh yeah.
They should make hospital jugs that just say grateful on the inside of them.
All right.
So that when you're in the hospital and you're drinking and you want to heal, you're getting this like vibration of gratefulness. Because, I mean, think about how it feels when you go into a hospital.
Oh, it doesn't feel...
It's like, I want to run out that door. It is like the worst feeling to go in there, you know? So if everyone had this like grateful cup in their room...
That's a good idea.
And they're drinking from it, getting it would change the vibration.
That's amazing.
You're being blinded?
I'm being blinded. I'm grateful for the sun, though.
You're getting your vitamin D.
Yes, I need it.
Yeah, so that book it's very crazy because it's like scientific proof that emotions
like
change your body.
Of gratefulness.
Yeah.
Of gratitude.
Yeah. There's some other crazy stuff in there too, but
it's hard. It's hard to be, I think just because of external forces, it's hard to maintain gratitude throughout the day.
Gosh.
Because just when you're feeling like happy and grateful for things, you know, the universe throws something at you to try to kind of throw you off, or
for sure.
It's tough. For sure. And
it's a constant practice.
You know, you brought up meditation. I think people always think about sitting down and like meditating. I was on a walk this morning. Mm-hmm. You know, 5 o'clock in the morning, I went for my walk, super quiet outside. I had no headphones in, and all I was doing was just going over things in my brain, like why I'm grateful, what I'm grateful for, who I'm grateful for.
I love that.
And I kind of felt like that was my meditation this morning.
Yeah.
And it was very serene. I loved it. And I could feel it putting me in a better mood.
Oh,
so
that's powerful.
To me, I feel like I can't sit down and meditate. I have to have either a guided meditation, or otherwise my brain, I'm thinking of other things.
Oh yeah,
so,
for sure.
You know, meditation looks different for people, I think. So don't just have that one idea like, well, I can't sit down and just do nothing for 15 minutes or 20 minutes.
Which is how I feel about it. I'm like, really?
Yeah.
I'm not doing that. I ain't got time for that.
Right. But you have to find the way that it does, that you can focus on that.
Yeah.
Maybe it's when you're working out. Maybe you can just kind of zone out and be grateful for things, or just think about.
I don't know. When you're working out, you're in such a different vibration, right? You're like in such a different, you want to get after it and pumped up. You don't want to be like calm and serene.
Be like, I'm grateful for these biceps. They're amazing. I don't know why you have to talk like that. That's weird.
You just stare in the mirror and like flex, record yourself.
Yeah, and someone's like, "What are you doing?" I'm like, "I'm being grateful, jerk."
Leave me alone. I'm meditating over here.
Meditating. I'm doing that next time we go to the gym.
I dare you.
No,
I'm gonna record it.
No. I'm not that guy. I'm not gonna bring the tripod in and set it up and.
Oh, I was at the gym the other day and somebody did that. And I was like, he angled it to a point where like, I felt like I was in his shot. And I'm like, is he recording himself or is it his secret way to like record women in the gym? Because it was really awkward.
Huh.
I was like, that doesn't look like it's facing him. It looks like it's facing me. But I'm also like the old lady at this gym. So probably was him.
Probably.
But these like mid 20-year-olds that, I don't know, need to share their their fitness journey that's so challenging for them on social
I'm going to tell you how to get in amazing shape and stay that way. I'm 20.
Yeah.
You're like, you're 20. That's it. Right there. You did it.
Congratulations.
Speaking of younger generations.
Yes.
Maybe you should tell us, how do you create gratefulness in your children? Like, what kinds of things can we do to just start them on the path of realizing gratitude? Because it's hard for kids, because like we talked about earlier, they're always like, oh, so-and-so has this, or I go to school, and like,
yeah,
things are so simple in a kid's world. Like,
yeah. Well, and their brains aren't developed, all the way. So these concepts are just so much bigger than that.
Yeah, they don't necessarily understand why all the time. Why am I doing this? I'm
trying to remember where we started, who gave us the idea, like what book, because of course it was a book, of the gratitude practice that we do with our kids. And I can't remember.
It was a long time ago.
If I remember, I will share it. But off the top of my head, I can't remember. But what we do with our kids, and obviously, you could change this, tweak it, whatever. But I will say it is like the difference I think it's made in our family is like immeasurable.
Yeah, not only does it grow your family closer together, but
it
does also help change some mindsets.
Well, I'm sure you guys are aware that they say that families have dinner together have like greater success later in life, and like all this proof around how great it is to have dinner with your family, right? And so we kind of take that to the next level. And do we do this every night? No. Do we? I mean, geez, can we, like, how many nights a week do we even eat dinner together? Like, it's hard, right? We're busy people. So,
but I will say sometimes we do it even if like we go out to eat.
Yes.
Or sometimes we sneak it in if we're taking a car ride somewhere together.
Yes.
So it doesn't have to just be dinner, but it helps if there's something routine.
Yeah. So we lovingly call it our things now, because that's just what our kids named it, tagged it.
They tagged it. Yep.
Tagged it. So what do we start with? What do we do?
Well, our things, the first one we do is, we don't always have it necessarily in order. We like to give our kids the option to choose first.
Yeah.
But one of our things is, what are you the most grateful for today?
Yeah. So we have 5 things,
and
they all revolve around essentially gratitude and like being a better person, I would say.
Yeah.
But yeah, what are you the most grateful for today?
So that's one. The other one is, who was your person today? And
what does that mean?
It could be like somebody did something for you or just made you happier. It's just what person stood out to you and are essentially you grateful for.
Yeah.
In that day.
Person you're the most grateful for.
Another one is, what is your achievement today? Like, so what are you the most proud of that you did today?
That one's so fun.
That one is fun.
Yeah.
And then we kind of counter it. Like, what was your, what we name it?
Adversity.
Adversity. Yeah. So like, what was your biggest adversity today? And we like to do that one just so you can look back and learn from it a little bit, to recognize like that was very difficult, but.
Yeah. And I know Sarah Blakely, the founder of Spank, she said that her dad used to make them say what they failed at every
That's
day.
what we used to call failure. And I didn't like that word.
No, it just had that negative vibration.
Right. What's your failure today? You're like, well, I didn't fail at anything.
Right. So we tweaked it and changed it to adversity, because it could be something too. And we tell this to the kids, like, maybe you just weren't very proud of something you did today.
Yeah.
Or something that was just really hard. Like, so it was not necessarily a failure to not be proud. Right. So we changed it to adversity, and for kids, it's a lot easier to wrap their head around that.
Yeah. Because like your adversity could be another kid.
Yes.
Right. Or a failure that I don't feel like you would think of that. My failure today was dealing with this kid. Like,
right.
Yeah. So adversity is a good one.
That's number 4.
Yep. And then,
the last one. And we usually do end with this one, no matter what order we go in.
What are you looking forward to tomorrow?
Yeah.
Yeah. That's a fun one. That is one we usually end with, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah. So what are you looking forward to tomorrow? And that came, I think that question, we added that one later, but I feel like that came from Miracle Morning a little bit. When like you have that intentionality the day before of like what you're going to do tomorrow.
Yeah.
So.
Well, and we always seem to end with adversity, and then like it just felt like a little off to like end with like the bad thing of the day.
Yeah.
So it's like, how can we throw in something a little more fun and end on a positive side?
Well, and depending on your kids' age, I will say, oh, what are you the most grateful for? Food. And you're like, yeah, okay, use that one 17 times. My friend. You're like, let's think a little bigger, So like we try to lead by being a little more thoughtful about things. Like, oh, I'm grateful for your bus driver, Tom, that he gets you to school safe,
Right.
Like
we
try to get something deeper instead of just like, I'm grateful for pencils. Like
pencils. Yeah. So what are you the most grateful for today? Who is your person? Achievement and adversity. Those are your opposites.
Mm-hmm.
And then what are you looking forward to tomorrow?
Yeah. Those are our things.
Those are our things that we do with our kids. We've probably been doing this, I don't know, 2 years maybe. And like, I don't feel like our kids are half as entitled as their friends.
I would agree. Because you are looking at the things you're grateful for.
Mm-hmm.
And then sometimes as a parent, I feel like you can look back, even during like maybe the next day, if they're like grumpy, you can be like, remember last night you said you're looking forward to this today.
Mm-hmm.
Or you can kind of use it as a reference point, even for them.
Yeah.
So.
And I will say, like, even when our kids have friends over or like their girlfriend or whatever, we make them do it with us.
Yeah, they're part of our family.
We'll make grandma do it with us. We'll make friends do it with, like, even if we have like adult friends over, we're like, well, this is what we do when we eat dinner. Right. So, and everyone's a little freaked out when we start doing it. Cause it's kind of like, I mean, for me as a kid, our family wasn't very religious. So when we'd go over to a friend's house and then like their family would pray.
Oh, they'd say grace.
Yeah. And I would always be like, it was always so awkward for me because it just wasn't part of my routine, And so this is very
that makes sense.
Different for everybody that they come over. It's probably that awkward, like, feeling that I had during grace for people is probably similar. They're like, what do I have to do? Because everyone's always like, what am I saying? Because it's almost like reading out loud to the class, right? You have to tell everybody.
But we let them go last. We don't go, hey, guest, would you lead us in this? We go, oh, well, you can listen and then.
But it was really cute. And this is one of my like core memories of this is one of Xander's longtime friends was over for dinner one night. And he obviously had never done this with us before. And we're going around the table. And at the end of it, or like, when we finally got to like, what are you the most grateful for? He was like, this. He's like, this is so cool. He's like, my family's never done anything like this. And I was just like, oh my God.
Well, and
it made me feel so good.
I don't eat dinner with a lot of families. I don't know. Maybe people don't eat together that much, or maybe they just sit in silence. And I have no idea.
Yeah. Or they're on their phones, which, that's another piece of this for us. Like we have a rule that there's no phones allowed at the dinner table. So like when we go to sit down and we are home and we are sitting around the table. Well, obviously if we're out to eat too, no phones are allowed. So, and that could add to this, I think.
Yeah.
Or maybe that's step one is no phones at the dinner table. And our kids are older. So like, obviously, that's a thing for us. It's not a thing for younger kids.
Yeah, younger kids.
Yeah.
Another thing I love about it is in today's like busy world, even our kids, I feel like if you were like, what did you do today? It's like you don't even sometimes remember. Like you just almost
it's
floated through life or coasted through the day and you're like, God, what did happen today?
Mm-hmm.
And like myself, I wear a lot of hats through many parts of the day.
Right.
So sometimes I'm like, what day did that happen? Was that in August? What, so doing these things kind of helps root me back into what my day was. It makes me recollect things that I was like, oh, I forgot that was today. And I think of it just helps me relive it a little bit and understand the day, as opposed to just wake up, do the day, go to bed, do it again, do it again, do it again.
Right. Yeah.
So I really like that.
Yeah. I was trying to think. I had a good, like, what that's called. And it's something very simple, but squirrel. There's a squirrel in the tree out there. It's that squirrel's fault.
Come back to me.
Squirrel.
Come back.
Oh, he's gone. No, just a good way to, like a reflection. That's what I was kind of thinking.
Yeah.
A way to reflect on your day, because a lot of us don't do that. And I would say when we don't do our things, like, we don't do it.
One thing I do want to be more intentional about, though, is remembering, like, using these throughout the day.
What
and
do you
like
mean?
making a mental note. Like, so if something happens, I'm going to be like, oh, that's what I'm most grateful for already today.
Oh.
Or, like in the middle of something, I'm like, this is definitely my adversity for the day. So I don't feel like I do that currently. I feel like I wait to the end of the day and then I try to look back.
Yes.
But if I do that in the moment and make like that little, brain note, I think that might.
Yeah. And if we were more consistent with it, like if we did try to do it 5 days a week, I would say we get it in 1 to 2 days a week right now.
Yeah. Right now things are bananas. So,
so if we could get up to like 5 days a week, I think it would start to become more of that habit, so that you could recognize
absolutely
in the moment. Cause like our kids don't do it either yet. I mean, that's where we need to grow in this, is like, can we do it more? So that it is second nature that all day you're trying to find the most grateful thing. It's like, oh,
right. Or you
I'm
run into that
for
person and you're like,
ooh, but I'm more grateful for
this
that.
is my person today. Like,
yeah. Yeah.
when we do it a lot, and I know you've noticed this too, we'll sit down to dinner, and if we don't do it, one of our kids will be like, can we do our things? Yeah. And then that is awesome. Then I'm like, God,
yeah,
they appreciate
like it. And sometimes one of our kids is always like, I don't want to. And it's like, she needs it the most.
I like how you say she, like one of our kids.
Well, we have 2 daughters. You don't know which one I'm talking about.
Right. Yeah.
No, but like going back to what you were saying about trying to be really unique and like have deeper thoughts on it than just first thing that comes to mind, because you and I could use each other as our grateful person almost every day. And I think you and I have to fight to be like, who else in our world
we
did something?
Spend a lot of time together. We do a lot together. That is hard, but
yeah,
I agree.
Yeah, because we work on our businesses together. We do, so there is a lot of like interaction. And so we really, for us, I would say that's one of our challenges with it, is like finding the other people in the world that we are grateful for, because it's just so easy to default to you.
Yeah. And our kids do the same thing with their friends. If they have the one friend that they're with all day, or, well, I'm grateful for my friend Kitty, it's like, did you not interact with anyone else or anything,
So we do challenge it as well. It's not just, because if someone's saying the same thing, like every time we do it, then we're like, nope, can't use that one.
Right. Use that all week already.
Like the food one. Food. I'm grateful for food. It's like, no, you need to come up with something else. So this is how we grow. This is our practice of gratitude. I think it's simple, but it's not easy to remember to do it and be committed to it.
To me, it's not as simple as you say. I mean, it's like I said, there's a lot of external things that that fight gratitude. You have to consciously really be grateful for things.
No, I meant our practice is simple.
Our practice is,
Yeah, but I agree with you. Like, gratitude is the hardest. But I will say that we've noticed in other people that come into our lives, leave our lives, it all seems to stem around gratitude.
Yeah, I would challenge our listeners, if you sit down and really think about people in your life, either it could be from your past, your present, think about if they practice or look like they practice any form of gratitude, and just see where they're at in life, what's happening in their life. And then think of people that you would say, you know what, those people seem like they're very grateful people. Where are they at in their life? I don't know this. I've never argued this with anyone, but I could see some people would argue like, well, the better off you are in life, the more gratitude you have. But I would say no, that gratitude gets you to that point.
It does.
Like if you can learn that, things are going to happen for you.
They do.
And like for you, not to you. Things don't happen to you, they happen for you. And if you put that gratitude out there, fill those water crystals in your body with gratitude, things are going to happen for you.
I agree.
I mean, I tie it to manifestation, right? Like, to me, that's kind of gratitude is a step towards manifesting.
It has to be. Like, you can't manifest something without gratitude behind it.
No.
I don't think it's possible.
No, because manifesting is energy. Gratitude is the strongest energy.
We're getting all metaphysical here.
Oh, God.
This is our woo-woo episode.
So put on your beads, channel your chakras.
I don't know anything about chakras.
Right? Let your auras, but no.
Yeah.
I don't know.
You lost it, babe.
Yeah, I'm done.
No, but seriously, I do. We talk about manifestation with our kids, but we don't call it manifestation.
No, we call it UJ or universe juice.
Yes, universe juice.
Actually, our son calls it UJ. He thinks he's so cool.
Oh my God, what did he do recently where something had to happen and he wanted, was it like school canceled or something?
He's good.
And he wanted it. And he's like, he even said to me, I'm going to universe juice it. And I'm like, okay. And then like literally it happened. And he said, good old UJ.
Good old UJ.
But I mean, it's easier for our kids to understand like that it's the universe impacting things, right? Like our world, instead of like manifestation. Like that's kind of a hard concept to really wrap your brain around. So that's why we call it universe juice. You got to get that universe juice going. And that's what we call it. And the kids love it. And they understand manifestation without even really knowing that they understand manifestation. Yeah. And even one day we were at Five Below and Xander was looking through the books and he's like, this book looks cool. He's like, what is that? He's like, what's that word? Because we had never called it manifestation.
Oh, I remember this.
And I'm like, well, it's manifestation. He's like, well, what does that mean? And I go, that's universe juice. And he's like, no way. He was like so excited.
Did he buy it for me? Like for a gift? Father's Day or something?
No, I think that was the one that was letters to the universe.
Oh, that's what that was.
Yeah, right. Letters to the, but he was just like so stoked that he was drawn to this book, had no idea what it even meant, and then it was all about universe juice.
That's awesome.
So, but yeah, all the way back to, I do think, you cannot manifest anything without gratitude.
Right. I agree.
And if you don't believe in manifestation, maybe start with gratitude and then you'll see what happens.
I agree.
So
I agree.
Thank you guys. Thanks for joining us.
Yeah. Practice yourselves and be grateful for something today.
And if you have an awesome gratitude practice, let us know.
Yeah. Thank you. Bye.
Bye.
Thank you for joining Golden Acorns. Remember that small steps you take today can lead to big growth tomorrow. Keep planting those seeds of potential. Watch your life flourish in ways that truly matter. If you found this episode helpful, share it with someone that could use a little inspiration. Don't forget to subscribe so you never miss a chance to grow with us.